The strange ways in which many stunning items have been discovered, as well as the unusual areas in which they've been located, are as fascinating as the objects themselves. People are often curious about hidden treasures, and here are the top 10 most incredible ones discovered recently. Before we get further, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified of our latest videos. Alright, let's get to it. At number 10, Welsh Memento Mori Death Ring. A metal detectorist struck gold when he discovered a sinister-looking skull near the Welsh village of Carragoffa. This white enamel skull is thought to represent death because it's surrounded by the inscription Memento Mori, which means remember that you die. This foreboding ring, considered to date between 1550 and 1650, was originally named a treasure on March 29th by the National Museum Wales in a statement. At number 9, the Isle of Man Viking Hoard. A metal detectorist on the Isle of Man, which is located between Ireland and England, discovered a Viking treasure hoard said to be worth thousands of dollars in April. The cache also includes 87 Viking silver coins as well as other artifacts dating between 990 and 1030 AD. Kath Giles, a natural-born treasure hunter, made the finding, which was her fourth important find since beginning metal detecting 3 years ago. According to the experts, the loot is most likely someone's own money. The majority of the coins were produced in Dublin, Ireland, Germany, and on the Isle of Man itself. At number 8, the 500-year-old Viking treasures. Glaciers may be a rich source of history, as seen by the partial meeting of a massive ice mass in Norway in June, which exposed a wonderfully preserved Viking treasure hoard. The box, claimed to be 500 years old, is filled with the remains of beeswax candles. When compared to other Vikings on our list, it may not sound as interesting, but it hints at how the Vikings would have lit their annual voyage across a perilous mountain pass. At number 7, the Roman silver coin hoard. In November 2021, archaeologists announced the discovery of a riverside hoard of over 5,500 silver coins in Augsburg, Germany, which they believe were buried roughly 1,800 years ago. The coins of the Roman era are denarii, which were the standard silver coinage for the 1st to early 3rd centuries. The hoard's youngest coin was produced around the beginning of the 3rd century. Archaeologists believe the cache was buried outside of the Roman city of Augusta Vindelicum in the early 3rd century, though why the hoard was hidden in the first place will likely remain a history for the rest of time. At number 6, Atocha gold coin discovered in a shipwreck. On July 16th, professional treasure hunter Zach Moore struck gold when he discovered an ultra-rare Atocha gold coin worth $98,000 while examining a shipwreck in the Florida Keys. Moore, a diver, and the engineer discovered a treasure near the ruins of the Spanish galleon Nuestra de Atocha. It is the 121st Atocha gold coin found at the site. The ship was carrying gold, silver, diamonds, and other goods from the New World to Spain when it drowned in 1622, and the overall value of the cargo was estimated to be $400 million. Moore is a member of the crew of Mel Fisher's Treasures salvage vessel JB Magruder, which has been working on the wreckage. At number 5, Stone Age tools in the Scottish mountains. Stone Age tools were discovered in the Cairngorm mountain range in Scotland in the early April 2021. Stone tools were discovered, as well as the indication of fire pits and shelters that would have been utilized following the end of the last ice age, some 10,000 years ago. The discovery is all the more astonishing because the evidence of people living in the area during the period is difficult to come across. Furthermore, artifacts from the Mesolithic period are more typically discovered in lowland locations, and these artifacts join a small number of other discoveries indicating that the communities also lived in mountainous areas. At number 4, Dead Sea Scroll fragments. Since the first Dead Sea Scrolls were discovered in the area in 1947, archaeologists have spent decades combing the Qumran caves in Israel in the hopes of discovering more. The Israeli government recently revealed the discovery of fresh pieces, that they contain lines from the books of the prophets Zechariah and Nahum, and were written almost entirely in Greek. They found scroll fragments are among the most significant scripture discoveries ever made, containing the earliest versions of the Hebrew Bible and other Jewish manuscripts going back to the time of Jesus Christ. At number 3, royal purple dye from biblical times. Archaeologists in Israel discovered purple dye remains to date back to the period of the biblical King David at the site in the Timna Valley, 137 miles south of Jerusalem. While it may appear minor, purple dye was more precious than gold from 1010 BC to 970 BC, with the color predictably associated with royalty and individuals of royal stature. Carbon dating revealed that the fragment was made circa 1000 BC. Purple is mentioned in both the Jewish and Christian Bibles regarding King David's attire. At number 2, Middle Bronze Age hoard. It was recently disclosed that a bright young archaeologist had discovered a Bronze Age treasure hoard on only her 3rd expedition. Millie Hardwick, then 13, was metal detecting with her father in a field outside Hertfordshire, England, where they came across an axe head dating back to roughly 1300 BC. The father-daughter team then unearthed another 20 artifacts before archaeologists arrived the next day to investigate. And at number 1, a mummy with a golden tongue. In 2021, Archaeologists unearthed 16 ancient mummies in Alexandria, 111 miles north of Cairo. While the mummified remains were in poor condition, one mummy in particular stood out. It had a golden tongue. Gold foil was historically placed in the mouths of the dead to allow them to communicate with Osiris, the Egyptian deity of the afterlife. Surprisingly, the precious metal was still visible roughly 2,000 years after the mummies in controversy were buried. Well guys, that's it for this one. What'd you think about it? Let us know in the comments below. If you're new to our channel, be sure to subscribe and ring that bell to get notified about our latest videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.